The EU's Ursula von der Leyen and Antonio Costa are in New Delhi to mark a historic free trade deal, which Prime Minister Modi has hailed as a significant agreement. Bloomberg Chief Europe correspondent Oliver Crook is back for more. Ollie, why did these negotiations take so long? And is the fact that they're seemingly now over the line likely to provoke the wrath of President Trump?
Well, yeah, let's connect those two ideas. I think the question may not be why it took so long, but why did it happen now? And why did it happen only a couple of weeks after that Mercosur trade deal between the European Union and Latin America? And the answer is that after 12 months of Donald Trump and 12 months of a sort of tariff roller coaster, a roller coaster that does not appear to be ending, whether you look at what's coming to South Korea overnight, or you're looking at the sort of disagreements last week on Greenland and tariffs, basically the Europeans and India is still facing a 50% tariff from the United States. The Europeans have put their trade deal with the United States on ice after the sort of spat on Greenland last week. They need to find bigger markets. They need to find stability across the world. And that is the ambition of this trade deal that, as you say, Lizzie, has been 20 years in the making. It will include more than 20% of the world population, more than 20% of the world GDP. And the hope here is to try to get access to the Indian market by European companies, namely on things like machinery. Obviously, they'd like to sell cars there. India has had very, very high tariffs on cars and automobiles. The Indians would like to sell textiles, minerals, and other things into the European Union. This is not quite as expansive and as free a trade agreement as you see with Mercosur, but it's certainly a significant step forward and an important signal for the European Union, trying to diversify away, A, from the United States, but B, also from China. There's also a security and defense pact that the Europeans are signing with the Indians, which will also serve their geopolitical interests, because right now India buys a lot of its military kit from the Russians. They'd like to see some of that being bought from the Europeans. We had some reporting out a couple of weeks ago that the Indians were looking to buy, for example, German submarines. But when we think about the impact of this potential trade deal and what it could have on the European Union, we have the numbers here from Allianz giving a couple of a flavor of that. It could increase the sort of exports from the EU to India to the tune of about $20 billion. It could boost European GDP annually by about 10 basis points. But key here, Lizzie, is it could offset nearly a quarter of U.S.-related export losses from higher U.S. tariffs from the European Union to the United States. So this all part of that effort to try to diversify away from the United States in this moment here of what we can say is more European pragmatism and indeed more Indian pragmatism.